Hi. So, I have to be at work at 8 tomorrow. It's currently 12:30 at night. I'm fucking up my sleep schedule for this because I really want to talk about this. So literally just a few minutes ago, I watched Strawberry Mansion. Um, I find it very interesting. For the first time fucking ever, I took notes, but also I'm sitting here shirtless for no reason other than I didn't want to put a shirt on, so the levels of professionalism here are varying wildly, but so Strawberry Mansion um, is a surreal science fiction fantasy romantic comedy. I fucking I adore it. That's what you need to know right off the bat. I adore it. It takes place 15 years in the future, 2035, and a setting I like to refer to as a dreary dystopia. Um, this is another favorite movie of mine, Visioneers, uses a similar setting where this is my favorite kind of dystopian future, that being one that's, quite frankly, boring. It's more believable or real, not believable in a sense, but it feels more akin to what would actually happen. Dystopian movies always want to be like, and then the government eats your babies or whatever. In real life, it's more boring shit like this. Like in Visioneers, a corporation called the Jarvis Corporation essentially just controls the world, but people just go about their lives buying shit regardless. And here in Strawberry Mansion, people have found the technology to record and enter dreams, and they use it to audit people's dreams for dreaming out things that cost money. So the movie follows an auditor or taxman who's currently doing an audit on this older woman by going through her giant backlog of dreams and charging her a few cents for every dream for different random crap she dreams about. God, I really love it. It's the movie is very obvious. It's very frank with what it's saying. It's a parable about. Well, it's a really sweet romantic movie. Besides this, but it's really frank with its theme of like capitalism and corporate greed are destroying whimsy and imagination, which like. Yes, agreed, but it's very on the nose with it. I'm popping my fingers so it's not picking on the mic too hard. One of my very favorite bits at the beginning is the main character just eating his nasty lunch of fried chicken in his car in a parking lot, and we get like an established shot. And you see this nasty broken parking lot, him eating his chicken, and in the background is like a sea of fast food signs like McDonald's, Arches, and Burger King signs. It's great. It's a nice little touch. Let's see, actually, Dan Deacon did the music. I remember that distinctly because because I wrote it down, but also B, because it was a cute little thing because the opening credits are just little white text that flashes while the movie's going, but I remember distinctly he turns the radio on, and when he does that, the credit for music composed by Dan Deacon came up. I was like, oh, that's cute. It's a fun little thing. I'm not wearing my glasses. Yeah, so I really, really adored this film. It takes a really interesting approach to color. It's very vibrant. It's very not pastel. It's saturated in a really pretty way, and it does a very fun thing, I think, where like natural colors, blues and greens, kind of represent idyllic scenes, and red is kind of an invasion of it. Like distinct, bright pink is like the danger color, essentially. The main character, his dreams all take place in this bright pink room, and his dreams, we find out later, are kind of sinister. And then later on, when they're in a dangerous situation, they enter a pink bubble, and that's like subtle foreshadowing. It's like, hey, something bad's happening here. But yeah, I really like it's a lot of really bright, saturated colors, pinks and blues and greens everywhere. And our main character, Preble, James Preble, I remember the name. Where he's played by one of the guys from VHS, one of the hooligans in the early bits. Uh, he's always dressed like in a really drab gray suit. Even like situation where he's out of the suit, where like he's in pajamas or like he's in a casual wear. He's always like just white and gray, never any color to it. It. I watched at the very beginning. There's a bit where he's parking his car in like this big beautiful green field, and he's walking across the field towards the titular Strawberry Mansion, which is like a really quirky looking red house in this green field. And it looked like a Rene Magritte painting. I hope that's the correct painter. I'm assuming it is. Who? If it's not, I'll put the right name up here anyway. But he did a lot of surrealist paintings of kind of like dreamlike situations. I remember he had that one with the train coming out of the fireplace, and he's famous for the Son of Man, where it's the man in the bowler cap with the apple in front of his face. Just seeing our main character in his drab gray clothing in front of these big, vivid green fields and red houses, whatever, it felt very much like a Rene Magritte painting in life. I like that a lot. There's a gag I like really, really early on, where he meets Bella for the first time. It's a very sweet love story too. I'm a big fan of romances between middle-aged men and older women. It's very sweet to me. That being said, he mostly falls in love with her dream self, who is a lot younger, but you know, take what you get. But there's a gag early on I really love where he asks Bella what her occupation is, and she's like, well, lately I've been painting, but I was just a writer. I'm writing 3 stories right now, and I do some sculpture, and she goes on, I like to consider myself an environmental architect, and he just writes down artist. It was a very cute bit. I will say, it's a very distinct level of quirk. I think I might have complained about quirkiness in an earlier review or not, but the amount of quirk I can stomach is directly proportional to how compelling I find it. I think it was 7 stages where I was complaining about quirk. I wasn't even complaining, I was just mentioning quirk. The amount of quirk I can stomach is like directly proportional to how endearing a character is, or how engaged I am with the setting or the plot. And I was very engaged with the setting and plot, and I found the character very endearing. So I loved all her quirk. It felt sincere. It felt, when she came out, the very first time you see her, she's wearing like a wacky helmet with like glowing lights on it. That becomes important later. And she like demands he licks an ice cream cone before he comes inside. And I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna hate this lady or not. But after that initial full frontal quirk, it becomes very okay, I think. Or it evens out a lot, loosens up, and she becomes a lot more likable, a lot more sincere. It's not like she wasn't likable or sincere before, it was just that initial full frontal quirk was like, oh god, please. But then, as the goes on, I found myself liking her a lot, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, it's cute. I fucking wrote this down because I want to talk about it. So the aesthetics are like, it's a really interesting creative mix of like practical effects, a little bit of green screening, but like there's no CGI or anything of it. The fucking stop motion. There's a stop motion fucking Harryhausen skeleton that blows a hole, and I love it. And there's some claymation, the wackier costumes or whatever, like fucking paper mache and shit. It's so awesome. There's this gorgeous shot of this blue demon lifting up a boat. There's some. The visuals are very just interesting. The thing about any narrative involving dreams and like dream exploration or whatever is gonna be kind of there's really no way to really sell the feeling of a dream. It's always a cliche when people talk about how it's like, no one wants to hear about you talking about dreams. I do. Dreams and like I don't. Is there a science that specifically studies dreams and hallucinations, that kind of thing? Because that's super fascinating to me. I love the idea of studying dreams, like, cause dreams are really interesting, and it got really interesting when I found out some people dream in different ways. Some people only get flashes of imagery. Some people I dream in like complete stories. I'm a very vivid dreamer, but some people dream different ways. Some people dream kind of mundane. Some people dream. It's really fascinating, and there's like parts of a dream that you can't quite get across in a film or like in a narrative sense, because like when you're dreaming, you understand things intrinsically, like false memories happen. You'll be in a house and you'll understand it to be your house even if no one explains that to you, or that kind of thing. And that's really hard to get across in a dream. So dream narratives are always kind of fraught in that way. So it's interesting in how people take the challenge of that and how they translate it. I'll say, sorry for bringing up a Joss Whedon product, but I think my favorite like dream narrative thing ever was that episode of Buffy where their dreams are getting attacked by the First Slayer or whatever. I really love that one because that one really captured the random, absurd aspects of dreams. Where I think Willow's walking along and she saw like what's her face, the demon, doing stand-up comedy. And then there's a bit where Giles and his girlfriend are like the mom and dad to Buffy. The kind of dream thing really could only be done with a television show because you had already established these characters. So it was kind of hard to do in a film. That being said, I think Strawberry Mansion takes it in a very interesting way. They're really trying not to explicitly depict dreams, but capture the kind of, or use dreams more like as an excuse to like explore surreal landscapes or surreal situations. I'm not attempting a one-for-one, this is what dreams are like kind of thing, and I like that. I appreciate that. Oh hey, Linus Phillips in it. I love Linus Phillips. He was Conrad in Manson County Vacation, which is a movie I also love. He's a cool dude. I think he should be in more things. He has crazy eyes, and I like that about him. But yeah, I think it does a great job of integrating its love story with the conspiracy kind of thing. You find out some nefarious things about this dream world, like besides the fact that they're taxing people's dreams. You find out other spooky things they're doing. Spoilers. It's not a huge spoiler because it's pretty clear from early on. Linus Phillips' character is nefarious, but Linus Phillips is a sort of dream villain in this sense. I won't dwell too much on that because I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, what else have I got on here? There's some really interesting shots. There's one shot I really, really love where he's wearing the wacky light up helmet, but it's just a very dark shot of this window during a stormy night. It's all dark blue, whatever, and you just see in the reflection of the window the Christmas lights from the light up helmet coming towards. And I think I started talking about this, but I trailed off there. There's a very DIY aesthetic to the technology and stuff. I talked about the light up helmet, which is just it's a bicycle helmet covered in like aluminum foil with like Christmas lights and random crap glued to it. Even the advanced technology, like he uses a helmet to view her dreams. It's clearly just a cardboard box with some Dixie cups glued to it, spray painted gray. I mentioned in the dreams, a lot of the costumes are like fully just paper mache. But it really, I adore it a lot. It's God, I just really like this movie a lot. Yeah, so hard recommend. Surreal, funny, very charming dream movie. 5 out of 5, I loved it. Strawberry Mansion, hell yeah. Bye.